Grace and peace to all of the St. Luke community and friends. Our resident artist, Dennis Grabowski, dropped by this week to bring a piece of art. And I've always been fascinated by how important artistic expression is to the faith, because some things about our faith and about the Jesus story are so deep that it's hard to put them into words. A noted poet was once asked in an interview if he could explain one of his poems in ordinary terms, and he replied with some feeling, "If I could say what I meant in ordinary terms, I wouldn't have had to write the poem." Um, Elizabeth Barrett Browning wrote this poem about how God is everywhere. She writes, "Earth's crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God. But only he who sees takes off his shoes." This past Sunday in the sermon, I talked about how music is an essential artistic expression, especially with helping us with deep feelings we can't bring to words. And so this poem started with Dennis noticing and really loving the refrain we've been using in our prayers. Send us love, send us peace, send us grace. We say at the end of each petition. That comes from a children's song. Lord, listen to your children praying. Lord, let your spirit in this place. Lord, listen to your children praying. Send us love, send us peace, send us grace. It's interesting how, in the words of Julia Cameron, the grace to be a beginner is always the best prayer for an artist. The beginner's humility and openness lead to exploration. And I think in that sense, in our faith, we're all beginners. We're open, we're vulnerable to God's presence everywhere. Psalm 139, where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light around me become night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you. God is with us, Emmanuel, in everything. And so Dennis, in the humility of a beginner, saw so many wonderful things in the prayer. Send us love, send us peace, send us grace. And so we have the doves, sign of peace. We have the Eucharist. We have the fire of the Holy Spirit's presence, which came to us in our baptism. But the wonderful thing about a piece of art is we see other things in it because we come as we are and because God connects us. So we will be dedicating this wonderful piece of art on Transfiguration Sunday when we're back in person, and it will be in the sanctuary. Imagining God's presence, here's what Thomas Merton said. Life is simple. We are living in a world that is absolutely transparent, and God is shining through it all the time. This is not just a fable or a nice story, it is true. If we abandon ourselves to God and forget ourselves, we see it sometime, and we see it maybe frequently. God shows himself everywhere, in everything, in people and in things and in nature and in events. It becomes very obvious that God is everywhere and in everything, and we cannot be without God. It is impossible. The only thing is that we don't see it. Beloved, where have you seen God today? Lord, listen to your children praying. Send us love. Send us peace. Send us grace.